Hello everyone and welcome back to MMA Lad. In today's news, UFC awards fighters with performance bonuses. 4 fighters left UFC London not just with a win, but an extra $50,000 performance bonus. First up, Sean Brady pulled off a 4th-round guillotine submission victory over Leon Edwards, making a huge statement in the welterweight division. That finish wasn't just clean, it was deadly. Next, Alexia Tanar wasted no time, locking in a rear naked choke submission in the first round against Molly McCann. A perfect display of grappling. Shauna Bannon also put on a great performance, finishing Pooja Tomar with an armbar in round 2, securing herself a well-earned bonus. And finally, Kevin Holland took home his check after a dominant unanimous decision victory over Gunnar Nelson. UFC London was indeed a night filled with legendary performances. Molly McCann retires from MMA. It was an emotional night for Molly McCann, who suffered a first-round submission loss to Alexia Tanar and then announced her retirement from MMA. Shortly after the fight, she posted to her Instagram story,
"I'll get back to everyone in the next few days. Heads high, I'm happy. Had a great career. To everyone sending the love. Honestly, I'll get back to you soon, but what a ride. Thank you very, very much. Off to the departed disco I go for a little boogie."
McCann is a true warrior that has given fans some unforgettable moments inside the cage. She walks away with her head held high. All the best on her next endeavors. And before we continue, make sure to leave a like to support the channel. Dana White says TKO Boxing will have the first event at the end of summer.
From the boxing fans' point of view, when do you envisage then for you to get going with your first event?
End of the summer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this year, 2025,
yeah.
you will put on your first event.
Start goofing around a little bit at the end of the summer, and everything will go into full swing in 26, but I'll be doing some stuff this year.
You've looked under the hood of this sport over the years. You've told me on many occasions it's broken.
Yeah.
So what do we need to do to fix it, to get it to where you want it to be?
You rip it apart and you build it from the ground up. When you think about the UFC, when we first bought the company, we had like 12 contracts. Now there's almost 1,000. Mm-hmm. So you literally build it from the ground up. You start finding young up-and-coming talent, matchmaking, putting on exciting live events, pacing the show the right way, and obviously putting on a great television product. It's basically the same thing we do here, just in boxing.
Would you like to watch this event in case it happens? Let us know down in the comments section. Sean Brady wants UFC gold in 2025. Sean Brady isn't playing games. After choking out former champ Leon Edwards in the 4th round, he made it clear he's coming for the welterweight title. Right now, Belal Muhammad is scheduled to defend his belt against Jack Della Maddalena at UFC 315, but Brady has his eyes on the prize.
Guillotines are one of my favorite submissions. Like I said, I did a grappling match with Boogeyman a month or 2 ago, and I hit him with that, and he's the coolest dude in the world, but it's one of my go-to submissions. I love jiu-jitsu. I would love it if the UFC got me on one of these Fight Pass invitationals so I could compete and show that I belong, even with the best, outside of MMA, the best jiu-jitsu guys in the world. So hopefully whoever runs that sees this tonight and might let me slide in there. But yeah, I'm good. I have a great jiu-jitsu team at Movement Art Jiu-Jitsu, and yeah, we're always just working to get better. There's someone fighting for that belt already. Jack Della's fighting for that. Jack's not going to get hurt. It's interesting either way. Bilal gave me my first loss, right? And then me and Jack were actually supposed to fight. I had to pull out because I had a staph infection. Then turns out Jack fights Gilbert, gets a horrible staph infection, and is out for almost a year. So there's stories either way. But those guys are gonna fight, and then whether the UFC wants me to fight somebody else before then, that's okay. And if not, if they want me to fight until later this year, and I'll fight for the belt, and I'll revenge my loss against Bilal, or I'll get some revenge on Jack for saying I crapped my pants when I pulled out with my staph infection. So yeah, we got storylines either way. Looking back, I haven't looked back on it yet. I definitely will. Like yesterday after the weigh-ins, like they were playing the UFC Journey, and I don't watch that stuff before my fights. But I was about to cry, and I'm like, I gotta hold it back. So when I get some time by myself, I'll definitely let out some tears because it has been crazy. My wife has definitely had some hard nights. I've heard my baby crying, waking up with her, and she's letting me sleep so I can train. And yeah, it was hard. I'm not gonna lie and say it was easy. I have a text message to my manager Lloyd. He can show it to us. The day we had her, I said the best thing. I was like, I'm so happy we didn't get that fight in London, because there's no way I could leave my baby girl. And on Tuesday, he called me and said, we got to fight in London. Whether I'm fighting for the belt or the guy who's fighting next to the belt, that's what I'm hoping for. I want to be champion by the end of 2025, and I think that's really possible.
Brady is locked in, focused, and dangerous. Could he be the next welterweight champion? What do you think? Magomed Ankalaev takes shots at Jiri Prochaska. After Carlos Ulberg defeated Jan Blachowicz via unanimous decision at UFC London, the newly crowned UFC light heavyweight champion Magomed Ankalaev wasted no time in stirring the pot. He immediately took to social media writing, "Carlos versus fake ninja." That's a direct shot at Jiri Prochaska, who took issue with the comment and fired back. Who wrote it? Or some your slave? Here you showed to everyone who's fraud champion. Like I said, I want your head. If I have to go through someone else to hunt you, so let's go for that. Ulberg, meanwhile, isn't ruling out the fight with Prochaska, but made it clear he's only looking forward.
Do you feel that win really announces you at the very top of the division and top of the sport now?
For sure, yes. And if you look at guys like the current champion and the former champion, their last fight with Jan Blachowicz was a very close fight as well, and I beat him with a unanimous decision, UD. So it's a very good feat for me.
Final on Pereira and Ankalaev rematch, if that's next. Who do you see coming out on top of that?
I'm not too sure. I haven't even seen the fight yet, but I'll go back and I'll watch the fight too, and then we'll see where that places me to.
Jiri Prochaska mentioned he was interested in the winner of your fight next if you weren't going to get a title shot. And how do you feel you'd match up with him?
Yeah, for sure. I'll get anyone, but I mean, where is he placed at the moment? I'm looking to go forward for sure, and I'm definitely looking at a title shot.
Colby Covington on Khamzat Chimaev versus Dricus Du Plessis. The UFC hasn't officially booked Dricus Du Plessis versus Khamzat Chimaev, but after DDP defeated Sean Strickland, Dana White hinted that Khamzat is next in line. While on Tim Welch's podcast, Colby Covington weighed in on the potential fight, saying,
Khamzat DDP, who do you think wins that bout?
I think DDP gets it done. I think his unorthodox style will surprise him. Hopefully, I think he's strong enough to fend off the takedowns, and Khamzat's never been in a 5-round fight, so, I think Khamzat, I think Khamzat gets beaten up.
Yeah, that's one thing you got a lot of experience in, is going 5 rounds, and people don't realize how much of a tactical difference it is pacing yourself for 5 rounds. And if Khamzat comes out there the way he does, pedal to the metal, and DDP weathers the storm for the first 2 rounds, I think DDP might take over.
Yeah, I think so too. I think, DDP's strong enough to fend off the takedowns, or maybe he gets taken down, but he has good jiu-jitsu, so he keeps his chin tucked and he gets back to his feet, and then Khamzat's going to be tired. Khamzat gassed in that Gilbert Burns fight, and and that was only 3 rounds, so an extra 2 rounds, championship rounds, I think DDP gets Khamzat out of it.
A lot might be uncertain, but if this fight actually happens, expect absolute chaos. Colby also weighed in on the long-anticipated fight between Jon Jones and Tom Aspinall. Here is what he had to say.
Now, how about Johnny Bones Jones versus Aspinalls?
Yeah, I don't think John is fighting him. I think he's going to duck him and go into retirement.
Really?
Yeah, I believe so.
I wonder if Big Hunter and them are trying to make it happen. I believe they might be.
They're definitely trying to make it happen, but you heard that interview with Aspinall yesterday. He's like, dude, I'm done talking about John. They're not getting this fight done until it's signed. I just don't want to talk about it anymore. So you can see the frustration from Aspinall's side. John's ducking. He's trying to ask for an unreasonable price, man. You can't be asking for $40-50 million. You don't draw money to the company like that. So, I think that he's going to end up retiring before he fights.
Diego Lopes looks sharp ahead of the Volkanovski fight. Diego Lopes is not messing around as he prepares to face Alexander Volkanovski at UFC 314. He posted an intense training video that has fans wondering, could he shock the world and claim the vacant featherweight title? Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall is getting heated. Jon Jones is now a co-owner of Mike Perry's Dirty Boxing promotion. The promotion hosted an event. But things got interesting when fans started chanting F Tom Aspinall while Jones and Perry were on stage. And Aspinall? He took it in stride, holding up a rubber duck when the cameras panned to him at UFC London, clearly mocking Jones. The rivalry is heating up. But do you really think Tom Aspinall stands a chance against the invincible Jon Jones? Let us know who you think wins this fight if it ever happens. And does Khamzat Chimaev stand a chance against Dricus du Plessis? Let us know what you think by leaving a comment down in the comment section. And if you enjoyed the updates, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily MMA news. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.